Starbucks bet $100 million that AI could run their inventory. They deployed an AI inventory system across 11,000 stores, promising 99% accuracy, 8 times faster than manual counts. It was supposed to be the future of retail. 9 months later, the tablets were gone, and baristas were manually counting milk cartons on their knees. Starbucks' AI automation royally failed. But to understand how they got here, you have to understand the nightmare that they were trying to solve. You see, Starbucks had a massive stockout problem. Customers walk in a store for their morning coffee and they ran out of oat milk, out of cold foam, out of one seasonal syrup you actually wanted. It wasn't just bad service, it was millions in lost revenue. And fixing this became the centerpiece of CEO Brian Niccol's turnaround strategy. So in September 2025, Starbucks partnered with a startup called NomadGo to work on automated counting. The concept was pure sci-fi. The idea was barista would just walk across the aisles with an iPad, scan the shelves, and the AI would instantly label and count every single bottle. No more clipboards. And Nomad promised their technology has a flawless 99% accuracy while being 8 times faster than a human. But only in 6 months, in February 2026, Reuters leaked what was actually happening on the floor. The AI didn't just miscount it, it completely mislabeled items. It regularly confused oat milk with regular dairy, which is kind of the job here. But my favorite detail comes from a Fortune interview with Carl Edison, a 9-year Starbucks shift supervisor in Washington. He said, quote, "It started off not particularly accurate and got less accurate over time." Think about that. That's not just bad AI, that's a degrading model. With no retraining loop and zero production monitoring, the AI was literally getting dumber every single day while 11,000 Starbucks stores relied on it. But we all know that AI is not always right. That's not something new. The problem here is that AI was wrong enough that baristas stopped trusting it. Think about their workflow. Scan the shelf, read the screen, manually verify every single number again, and then re-enter the corrections if AI made a mistake. What a mess. The tool didn't eliminate labor, it multiplied it. And that is probably 8x slow and 100x more frustrating for the ground workers. And this is what I call the trust threshold problem with AI, because every AI system has one. The accuracy level below which workers would stop trusting it and start double checking everything. The second you drop below that threshold, your automation isn't automating a damn thing. It is just shifting the labor around, stressing out your team, and completely destroying the math behind your scale case. And this is the scale trap that kills businesses. In Starbucks' case, NomadGo claimed 99% accuracy. Let's assume that was perfectly true. At 11,000 Starbucks stores, scanning every single day, a 1% rate of error, just 1%, means 110 stores get broken data every single cycle. That's 110 managers ordering the wrong stock, running out of milk, and drowning their backrooms in accidental peppermint syrup. The lesson is percentages are for pitch decks. Absolute number is what counts for production. And at scale, they are not the same thing at all. If you're building an AI agent today, this exact math applies to you. A tiny 3% hallucination rate across 10,000 daily transactions means 300 broken outputs every single day. And trust me, your users will find every single one of them and start talking about it. This isn't a minor bug you can patch with a better model. This is structural property of how AI operates in the wild. AI is structurally a sophisticated, probabilistic guessing system. That's all it is. And if you think Starbucks is an isolated incident, let's look at the microeconomic data. Gartner predicts that 40% of agentic AI projects will be outright cancelled by next year. Gravity found that 88% of organizations have already suffered an AI security issue. The truth is, AI models are trained in a lab and deployed into a circus to predict the circus' next move. So before you push your AI agent to any more users, I want you to run through this 3-question circus test. 1. What happens at 5x volume? And I don't mean your staging environment, I mean in production. Because if your error rate stays flat, your absolute numbers is going to explode. Can your support team handle 300 broken workflows a day? Can your users tolerate it? 2. What happens when the input is slightly wrong? For Starbucks, the peppermint syrup was just in a slightly different position on the shelf. It wasn't an exotic edge case, it was just a little off. But in the wild, you will find that everything is slightly wrong and slightly off. Have you tested for that? 3. What happens when nobody is watching? Because NomadGo's model degraded because they were not monitoring production accuracy in real time. If your agent runs unattended for a week, what is the accumulated error by day 7? If you can't answer all these 3 questions, you are not ready to deploy. Because the most expensive lesson in this whole story is not about AI accuracy. It's about believing your own demo and unintentionally misleading your customers along the way. Starbucks believed the 99% claim. They posted the launch video. They deployed to 11,000 stores, and 9 months later, their baristas were counting milk by hand again. Same as before, just more frustrated. At Starbucks, a blind AI means customers don't get their morning coffee. It's embarrassing and it's expensive, but if you're building software agents, the stakes are indefinitely higher. So if you want to know what happens when a blind agent gets real execution power, you need to watch the story of Pocket OS, where an AI agent deleted the whole production database and the backups as well. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.